problems with filing complaints, especially at Participant Detention Center. And there have been a lot of complaints that have been filed. We have been harassed at the facility ourselves. We have been told that there's currently people at the facility are being harassed for talking to us, for even mentioning Southwest Worker Union name. They're being told that federal charges are going to be filed against them. They said that they're writing letters. Their letters are being torn up in front of their faces by guards. There's a problem with the mail. We received mail in our own mailbox where there's mail missing. It's open, it's coming from the center. We've been in contact with people that are on a hunger strike. If we send them mail when they're in the hole, we get that mail back to us telling us that they're not there. We go the next week. If they're off hunger strike, then all of a sudden they're there again. You know, they're a real person. So there's a lot of discrepancies that are coming up, and you know, you're told one thing, and then when we ask for policy or we ask for some kind of rules and policies, so that we know what is really, you know, what are people going to be held accountable. There's always a change. There's never anything written. It's always the word changes from one person to the next. Nobody knows what's going on. The process and the rules change from one day to the next. So this is why it's important.
Okay, it's important to you, but actually, and I have to say this with all seriousness, I'm not supposed to speak in a meeting that's videotaped or in the press unless I get permission from Washington. And not anticipating this in any way, I certainly didn't seek that permission.
Why is that an issue now when before it was okay for her to film?
Because we were starting off, and I made a mistake.
It wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay.
I walked over and asked if she
shut it
But
off.
she's higher than you, right? She's your superior.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake, and I didn't realize that ramification.
And then you changed your mind with Miss Linsky.
Well, my real issue is, and I'd hate to say that I can't.
Do we have that in policy, ma'am, or written down? Because you don't get anything.
About what?
About that you cannot speak in an open meeting unless you have prior permission from the.
You know, I'd really rather not have this turn into an incident about bootlegger taping, and not really came here to try to hear people's concerns about the detention centers. So I'd maybe say, out of consideration to your colleagues who have come here tonight and who've planned this and made changes, I think the really appropriate thing to do would be
Excuse me.
filming.
What's her name?
What is my name?
Yeah, I didn't
My
get
name is Phyllis Coven.
Phyllis Coven. My name is Diana Garza, and I work with Voices. It's a bilingual newspaper that covers open meetings, open community business. Are you asking for me to do away with my right to freedom of speech?
No, I'm asking you to shut off the TV camera.
But that's videoing so that I can write a story and turn it in. Are you asking for me?
Take notes.
Well,
Be free to take notes.
but we have a video program now for the community. And the video program comes in on February 3rd.
Would there be a way to set up a meeting? I mean, seeing as how you're so willing to meet with Provar outside, if this is being recorded, would you be willing to set up a meeting with our organization, Southwest Workers Union, to talk about some of the concerns that we have? Because actually, we've requested a meeting with you through Michael Pitt's office via Deborah Atchim, and that's one of the things that we've been looking forward to.
Well, you're welcome to participate in this meeting now. If there are some things you would like to share with me after your other colleagues have had a chance and you have had a chance to participate, I'm happy to listen to them. But I would like you to shut off the video camera so that the rest of the meeting can proceed.
So, but will you be able to set up a meeting with us to speak about our concerns?
Or this is tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. This is the meeting.
But, I mean, are you willing to set up a meeting apart, just as you were with some of the other colleagues, with our organization to address some of the concerns that we are bringing forward, especially?
I'm happy to meet with you after we finish with your colleagues, and I'll give you a half hour, and you can tell me your concerns.
I'd like to know why you're meeting individually with different organizations.
I don't want to.
I mean, I thought this was open to the public.
That's what we want.
That's
This is
what
to
we
the public,
want.
then why is it they're high? I mean, go on camera. What's the problem?
I would prefer not to be on camera.
Why? What's the problem? I mean, either you work for the community or you don't work for the community. What's the problem?
Right. I agree.
Either you are with the community or you're not.
También se le esconde como esconden en la cárcel de allá. También van a esconder qué van a esconder, porque no se puede hablar.
So this is like exactly the treatment that people get when you're in detention. It's the feeling that, you know, things have to be hidden, and we don't want things to be hidden. We don't think that they should be hidden. Things should be open in the public, because ultimately people are responsible to the public.
I guess, though,
Is this a transparent, don't we believe in transparency in the government?
yes.
You would do?
Yeah.
I do too.
I guess, though, I do have a little dilemma now, because I didn't seek permission for the video. I didn't seek it. I didn't know, I didn't anticipate it, and I didn't seek it. So you're really putting me in an uncomfortable position. I'd really like to hear people's concerns. I'd like to hear your concerns. I'd like to be responsive to your concerns. But if you're continuing with this, I'm going to have to not meet with you.
With me alone?
I'm going to have to just leave. I'm going to have to not stop the meeting.
Well, isn't that what you want? I mean, Meredith wants an individual, Meredith from Spobar wants an individual as a session with you guys.
She didn't
Does
say
Trello?
that. She said she preferred to not be on camera.
Okay. So if I do not put you in camera and just focus on our government, would that be better?
You're not being considerate of what I said.
I am. I am.
They just criticize people of who they know they're senators and all of a sudden there's a change. What's the problem?
The problem is I haven't sought permission to speak to the press.
Are you really making that an issue?
Yeah, I am. Just like
You are one of the head individuals. Many people ask permission from you.
not to speak to the
So
press.
who would you seek the permission from?
I would have to go up to Washington.
Who would that be?
A guy named Brian Hale.
So you didn't know he would be here and that possibly the media would be looking at you, or?
That wasn't our intention of having a public meeting that way.
I mean, it's been
Our
going out
intention
through
was
the
to have a
internet.
private meeting with NGOs.
I mean, the information's been going out to the internet directly from ICE and DRO, so, I mean, what's the problem? Well, what can possibly happen here that you wouldn't want, what the public to know, or what?
It doesn't sound to me, folks, like you really want to hear what I have to say. So,
Well, what is
you're
it?
not making it comfortable for me to meet with you, and I regret that. So, I'm sorry about that.
I want you to introduce yourself.
It seems like it's a little bit more important to you to videotape than to actually have the dialogue, and that's unfortunate.
Go ahead. Please do not hang up on him. He's paying for this phone call. How many people are currently on hunger strike at Port Isabel Detention Center?
Behind doors?
Okay, here, Ms. Phyllis Coven from the DHS is here currently, and so is Michael Pitt, and some of his colleagues. They're sitting here, they heard what you were saying, but would you like to speak to him, please? She's refusing to speak with you right now, and so the meeting, I guess, is over because they're leaving and they don't want to address the situation at Port Isabel Detention Center. So if you could go ahead and let everybody else know.
Okay.